Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk to you today about nose piercings and the different types of nose rings, how to remove and how to put in a bend to fit nose ring. That's the one that is my favorite, and I had a difficult time finding on YouTube someone that would show how to use it. It sounds easy, put it in, bend to fit, but it's actually a little bit more, there's a little bit more to it than that. I also want to go over with you my experience with the nose piercing because hopefully I will prevent you from having to do some of the things that I had to learn the hard way. First thing, whatever you choose, whatever nose ring you choose to go with, make sure you really like it. Take the time to really research it and make sure that you really like it, because it takes a good 3 months for that piercing to heal. And I mean every day of 3 months. Make sure that you use your cleaner twice a day. I mean, the piercer will go over all those things with you, but it's going to be in that nose for 3 months. I ended up not liking the one that I picked because I felt like it sat up too high on my nostril, but I even tried going back and having it replaced with a different pin head. This is the one that I got my nose pierced with. And it is the one type of nose ring that you can get. And basically, it's a pin. So they pierce the nose. And by the way, don't wait if you want to do it. Just go for it. Because you know what? I waited so many years because I was so afraid that it was going to hurt. Like, you know what? Not to mention my husband doesn't like it. My mother doesn't like it. But I wanted it, and I always thought that I would really like it. And so I finally pulled the trigger and did it much later in life, and I'm very, very happy that I did. But anyway, so the piercer pierced the nostril, and then they put this pin side on the inside, and then this part, I'm trying to show this on camera. This part, okay, actually goes, while this is in the nostril, this part kind of goes through the hole, like so. I can get it in the hole. Of course, your piercer will be doing this. There we go. So it goes in the hole and it snaps. You can kind of hear it snap. So that is the type of nose ring that I got my nose pierced with. I felt it sat up too high. I guess I didn't like it. So take the time to really pick out what you like. The bend to fit, again, was my favorite. Now, this is trial and error, and I wanted to share with you my experience with that as well. The first one I tried was the bone type. Okay, so there's the bone type, and there's a little nubby thing on the end that holds this nose ring in place. See that? The little bump. So you put this in, and I gotta tell you, it stays in. It really, really stays in well. It doesn't come out when you wash your face. The problem with this one is, if you really love it and you're gonna leave it in your nose, you're not gonna take it out for months because you love it so much, go for it, because it'll really stay snug in your nostril. The problem is, it does go through a lot of tissue to get in there, and with this little nub, it hurts a little bit. It makes when I tried it, it made my eyes tear, and I thought, well, it'll be worth it. So it was a little diamond. This is a little ball, but I had a little diamond on it, and I put it in, and I really liked the way it looked. So I left it in for a couple of weeks, but now I'm getting antsy because I want to experiment with, different, different colors, and I wanted to have some fun with it. So I decided to take it out. Well, let me tell you, when you remove a bone nose ring, it hurts. Not awful, but I mean, your eyes are going to tear. So, you take it, maybe take the fingernail or whatever, and you pull it through, it is not fun. So if you're going to be changing off your nose piercing every day, every other day, even once a week, I would not recommend the bone ring, because that's just gonna really hurt. Then I tried the corkscrew, which is this one. There you go. I did find some videos online about how to put in the corkscrew, and I tried and I tried and I could not get the hang of it. So that was a no-go. I have two of these nice, corkscrew nose rings here, and I don't know if I'll ever use them, and if I do, it might be down the road when it's healed to a point where I can really play with it, because you do have to play with it. You got to get it in there and go clockwise and counterclockwise, and I don't know. I just couldn't be bothered with all of that just yet, because I'm anxious. Again, I wanted to try some different things. The L shape is probably, the L shape and the bend to fit are my favorite. This is the L shape. So the L shape is an L shape, just like what I said. And you put the L part into the nostril, and then it just kind of like just push it right in, and that's the L shape. Now the bend to fit, which is turning out to be my favorite for now until it heals even more, is straight. There's no bump on the end, so there's no it doesn't hurt going through the nostril, and you can bend it to fit your nose however you need it to fit. So the thing of it is, with the bend to fit, it is sterling silver, because it has to be a soft metal in order to bend. Where the L shape are typically surgical steel, which is a little bit higher end. So this would be the lowest end of the metals, but the easiest to work with. And you'll probably get them, you can get them for like $5 or $10. They're really inexpensive. The L shape are gonna cost a little bit more, and they are surgical steel. So they are gonna be a little bit, a little bit higher end metal. You can get 14 karat gold with the corkscrew, and you can also get 14 karat gold with the bone ring. Okay, and they're great. I mean, like I said, I wanted to go with 14 karat gold, but the problem is you can't bend the 14 karat gold. So after going through trial and error with everything, I ended up, my favorite right now, until it heals even more, is going to be the bend to fit. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you how to use the bend to fit. I have one in my nose right now, so I'm going to start with removing it, and then I'll show you how it actually works for me to put it in. So there it is. You just take your finger and make sure that it on the inside, pardon me for sticking my finger up my nose, is pointing, the inside is where you have it bent is pointing down. And then you just take your finger and pull it. You want to pull it down. So you pull it down, and it comes right out. Easy peasy. There you go. Came right out. Okay, so I'm going to take another one that I haven't used yet. Okay, here's a bend to fit. Now this is really a teeny tiny little, a gem that, looks like a diamond. I do like the look of just a little sparkle, where it's not like an apparent big ring on your nostril. Although I do sometimes, depending on my mood, I might want to go with a bigger stone or whatever. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this one. And this is a bend to fit. Now, I've tried it where I just put it in and tried to bend it with my finger. It doesn't really work, because you really need to get in there and you need to bend it. And meanwhile, you're holding the top, and it's just really hard to do. So what works for me, and I think it'll work for you, is take a pair of tweezers, and then take your bend to fit and bend it before you put it in. So I take it, and I think it's going to be right about there is where it works for me. So I'll just take it right about there. And if it's too loose, you can, once it's in there, it's a little bit easier to work with. But to get it in and to bend it, for me, it was difficult. So, okay, there you go. So I bent it into like an L shape. Okay, now, be careful not to do this over a sink drain, because it's liable to fall down because they're so tiny. So again, pardon the close-up, but before you do that, come to think of it. This is a good idea to do. Make sure, obviously, your hands are thoroughly clean. But take a little bit of the nose, or the piercing cleaner, the wound care, and give it a little little spray on the inside, just once on the outside and on the inside. And I find it goes in easier that way. So once you find the hole, you put the bent part in, pick it up, point it towards sort of the ceiling, and then you'll be able to feel the underside. And if you feel that it doesn't fit right, like I said, you'll be able to work with it a little bit better. So I put the L shape through the hole and then just kind of like pointed it upwards. And there you go. And there you go. And it's in. Once it's in there, you could even take your tweezers and play with it a little bit to just, bend it a little bit more so that it fits in your nose. But as you can see, it's just a little sparkle, not a lot of bling. There are some other ones that do have a lot more, pizzazz. My little L-shaped one is actually a little bit bigger. See how it's like a flower and it has the diamonds. So I'll use that one another time. But I have a little collection here, and I really, really like them. So there you go. That's how you do the bend to fit. So you take your tweezer, just bend it where you think it ought to be. And then when you take it out, like this is the one that I took out, I kind of like use this as sort of my template or my base so that when I do the next one, I know where to bend it. And it goes in really easy because it's such a soft metal, and there's no knob on the end like the bone one. It doesn't hurt at all. You can just get it in and take it out really easy. Okay, so that's my experience with the nose piercings. And I don't care as long as you're of an adult age, just go for it. Don't be afraid. It's not gonna hurt. If it does, it feels like a little pinch, and I just love the look, and I love being able to play with it. Make sure that you really like the one that you get, because you're gonna be living with it for 3 months. So there's my nose ring. And if you're a late bloomer like me, there is no age limit. So I went ahead and did it, and I am 70. So maybe other people would say, well, you're too old. Nah, I don't think so. I like it, and I think it looks cool. So that's my experience with the nose piercings. So make sure they tell you what gauge they're piercing you with, and make sure that you like the style that you pick. Okay, so that's my video for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it answered some of your nose piercing questions. And if you have any other questions, please leave me a comment below, and I will be sure to get back to you. And what your thoughts are on nose piercings, and if they're, how you feel about, like, what age, if there is an age. What's your favorite type or your favorite style to wear? What's been your experience with using the different types of nose piercings, different styles of nose rings? So leave me a comment below, and give me a thumbs up on the video. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, stay blessed and stay well, and I'll see you then. Bye. Mwah.